All right, so Harry already has a question. He says, what angle setting are you using mainly with Mega Live top 2? So in the settings themselves, I think I have it set on 30 degrees, I believe. And then the angle of the transducer, guys, what I do with that is I will cast a bait out there and I will watch it hit the water, and I will be watching my live system at the same time. If I don't see it when it hits the water and I know I'm within that cone, I will angle it up a little bit more. And then I will make a few more casts until I'm able to have it angled in a way to where I can see it, see my bait hit the water out to 70, 80, 90 feet. I can still, even 100 feet, I can see my bait whenever it hits that water. And then the other thing that I do is once I get that part set up, then I will take something like a drop shot, something that I can see if I drop it straight down. And I want to make sure that on that live imaging, I can still see the bait go directly down to the bottom, directly under the trolling motor. So if I see fish on my sonar or something like that, or fish are directly under the boat, I can still drop shot and see those. And if I need to cast out and hit top water, I know that I'm able to cover everything that, for me, that is how I fish. So those are the things that I would be looking for. And the other thing that I was mentioning earlier, there was a guy who had his transducer, the way the cone was set, instead of being, let's see if you guys can see it that way, to where the cone was facing out, kind of angled down, facing like that, so it would shoot out toward the boat. He had his transducer facing like this. So whenever he would cast out, he obviously would not see anything. So we had to move that transducer and get the transducer physically set up to and I see Harry's next question making me laugh, but yeah, so we had to get that set up too, along with those settings. All right, and then he says, I meant transducer 30 degrees, thank you. Okay, so yeah, that's in the settings, and I think I have a portion on here where I do actually pull my settings up and show the settings themselves. And then you said, how many clicks is that? And so what he's referring to, guys, when he says clicks physically on the transducer, as you're turning it, it is making a click sound, and there are notches on there that show for your forward facing, your what is it, forward facing, and I use forward facing pretty much all the time. I don't ever use the down setting because I have my transducer set at an angle to where if I need to drop straight down when I see fish, I can still see it without adjusting my transducer. But how many clicks is that? I'm not sure, Harry, but there are 2 notches, I believe, for the forward setting. I will set it on the second notch that makes it point more. Let me get my hand right, to make it point more upward. So if it's set like facing this way, and that is the first notch on the forward facing sonar part physically on the transducer, that second notch to where it points up a little bit more is generally where I keep that. I probably tried going up 1 or 2 notches farther than that, but I think it starts taking away from being able to drop straight down, like if you're fishing a drop shot where you're dropping it straight down. So hope that helped you out. All right, and then let's see, Joseph Berthelot, member of the money team, checking in, says, while floating with you on, let me see, while floating with you on deck, put a level on the trolling motor to see if it's plumb as you float. All right, then you can adjust the beam a click or 2 up or down to accommodate. All right, so hey, that's another way to do it, guys. And then Big Jim, he's seconding that motion. He says this. All right, so that is good. That's good info. And so for me, guys, like I said, I do not get that technical with it. I pretty much will get out there and I will cast my bait. If I have to cast it 10 times, 20 times or whatever, until I start seeing it the way that I want to see that bait. I can see when it hits the water. I can track it all the way down. I can drop my drop shot. I can track it from the top all the way down. Then I'm good to go. I don't know how many clicks that is or any of that stuff. I'm just paying attention to what I'm able to the results that I'm getting, because that is the main thing that I look for, guys. And I know I mentioned it a lot, but the same thing, whenever I'm having that noise or any type of distortion or something like that may come up on the screen, sometimes I'm kind of looking through or past that, because if I can still see that structure and see the fish, then I'm rolling with it, guys. I'm not really going to spend a lot of time on my screen not being as clear as it possibly could be. All right, then we have Ivy Moore says, thanks for all the info. We are family now. All right, that's what I'm talking about. So it looks like my man might be having a new boat.